We went through a very difficult and sacrificial exercise with the debt exchange program. So there's no question in people's minds that Ghana has done its part, in very difficult environments. And therefore it's incumbent for people to come to a certain realization that we also signal a new beginning for how international architecture should begin to look at countries such as ours, and the goodwill that the government and the country has built over these years. I think maybe you should attest to it. Of course, colleagues at the ministry work incredibly hard to make sure that we'll fulfill, the review issues. And Parliament was very generous with us this year in terms of passing the revenue bills and also the appropriation in good time, which the President assented to on the 29th of December. So I think it's been a collective effort and a clarity on the goal, and therefore, of course, there are quite a number of people invested in this thing not happening, but making sure that the work that needs to be done is done. And I think it's really an acknowledgement to all of us as a country that we are thought of differently, and therefore when people sit, they need to consider the Ghana case in a special way.
Talk about this deal being raised with the external creditors. I mean, we've heard about no haircut principal interest, heard about paying something after 5 years. What is in this deal for Ghana going forward now that we've reached this agreement with these external bilateral creditors?
So you're talking about the Eurobonds, etc.
For the bilateral creditors, in terms of the deal that you have reached with them, what is Ghana given to get these guys on board?
Well, first of all, there was actually quite a bit of a miracle. As you know, the cutoff date has always been sort of March 2020. This was really extended to 2022 December, which is just great. So everybody can now be a part of this, and we can get into bilateral negotiations with each one. I think it gives us some leeway the next 3 years with regards to servicing of the loans that we have, and that gives us space for our own fiscal space to be able to insist on the type of development that we want. What we have now is it gives enough financial assurance for the IMF to sit. We now are going to take our time to get into the nitty-gritties of the MOU. And so that's what is ahead of us. But at least the major hurdle of them realizing a holistic term sheet to us has been achieved. And we'll now work with them into the details of that.
So does the preliminary term sheet include the no cut on the principal and the interest, and then the fact that there's still a freeze after 4 years before we start paying something as well?
I think those broad parameters, are in there, and I really don't want to be drawn into the details because those are really going to change. But what it does give us is it gives us momentum to now proceed a lot more aggressively with our Eurobond investors and commercial creditors. So from Monday, we'll have a team that is now going to begin those discussions.
So now it means that you are ready to go to the board, because the IMF had always argued that what they were looking for was that financial insurance. Now that this has been reached, are you ready to go to the board? And is it now the 19th of January that the board?
That's correct.